Okay, so I'm done with the winding. This is the last pair, P28. Right here is the south. Right here is the north. And we look close to it, we'll notice that the bisector of north 28 is right here, as the bisector of south P28 is right here. So these closes right next to it, the loop. If you could picture when we started this, right here, way in the back, and we went this way and come all the way from here and end here. And you put this into a graphic, it looks like a spiral. It's like a spiral that comes here and then closes the loop right next to it, and similar to a Fibonacci spiral, but that we have to make sure that we have the close-up perfect, so it takes over, and then it creates this looping, endless rotation of sequences, 28 sequences. Now I have already started putting the hedges on it. The hedges come in a box. They have a specific size, and this one right here is it's got a number on it, and I'll put it down on the forum. The one I use is specific part number, and the distributor I bought it from, which is EIS. These are made specifically for this. What I do is they come square in the front, and what I do is I trim it in order to make it like this, so it's easy to go in, and I press them, I get them. We have to use a little hammer and a piece of wood, a little small block of wood. And what I do is before putting the hedge on, I, like right here, let me get it close up here. We see the wire getting in the way there. So what I do is I tap it with the hammer, right, getting the corner, right here, so I can get it a little bit. Now, never hit the metal with the hammer, never. After it's all epoxy and all that, you crack the epoxy. If you do that, you separate the lamination. So never use rubber. If you got a rubber mallet, it'll be better. And use always wood in between when you're gonna tap wire. Never hit the metal with the metal, as it will also put bruises on the stress on the clear coat, and that'll be a weak point right there. So hammering it a little bit, tapping it, and on both ends, so I can get it right in the center. Then I have another one that I have shaped the front of it. I have sanded it down so I can make sure I go in the slots and I push it. So when I go with the hedge, it goes easier. So I don't cut them, I put them in one piece, and you can see how I can slide it in. Now there's not much room here to go with the pliers in there and pull it, as you can also scratch the insulation. But this is how we push it. And it's not a simple deal. You have to keep on tapping here while after you have sliding in, and that will ease the going in. You gotta have a better grip also. It goes in. Now the thing is that once that if you, while you're pushing it, it bends, that's it. You gotta take it off and replace it because it doesn't have the strength already. And you gotta make sure that the grooves, the side of the hedge goes inside the area, covering the wire, that there's no wire in between the hedge and the metal. Otherwise, there's no purpose of the hedge. The hedge is also an insulation from the wire. It prevents the wire from popping out, but also it prevents from the edges of the metal that could be scraped or because of the winding pressure to make contact there. So it is a needed in this type of motor requirement that you have to push it and go in, and as it goes in, you have to keep pressing it, and you gotta be patient. This is one by one. Okay, and we got it. Because of the camera, I don't have that much space with my arms here. Not to hit the camera, but I got it almost in. And so you can see it. I have to go a little bit more until I reach here. And at the same time, they will be protecting from this above wire to go out. So this is just, okay, I bent it, but I already got it in there. See what I mean? Once that you bend it like that, it's not good. Then you have to just either pull it out, or if it is already in, like this is the case, then we just go bend it outwards. You don't want to cut the wire after you're done here. You rather cry than doing this, so do it when you have visibility that you're not cutting any wires. This is the worst one that came out because of the camera filming it, but you guys have an idea. All of them, I pushed them forward. But anyways, it's doing its job. Then later on, we just touch it in between here with some high temperature epoxy or glue. I'd rather put a clear, not the orange, so it looks uniform. And normally, then I have to go now and start doing all this. Let me zoom back. Gotta go and start doing all these sealing of the elements and measuring. As I do the first pole, the first pair, I have to measure continuity. I have to measure that they're not touching ground. I have to touch the shaft and the element. If there is ground continuity, I have to go back and check. There's something wrong there. So I have to go into the pair. That's a big deal. So normally this gets done before. When you wind in the first pair, you check for continuity. You don't have to scrape both ends, just one, and check that they are not grounded. Okay, so you just go one by one and then keep going and sealing it both ways. Okay, so we're done. We got it all done. I want to, before getting it into the starter housing, I highly recommend to put dual layers of masking tape around your winding, basically on the part that is going in first, because it's gonna suck it so fast that you're not gonna have control of it, and it might kink the wire, and this might prevent it from happening. And as you can see right here, I have the commutators, and I have my locks that are 16 gauge that I force them in there. See, these commutators are designed for 16 gauge, and I end up using 18. So the wire, after you strip it, it comes out kind of loose. So the retainer, I use it as 16 gauge, which I also strip it, but I use a specific chisel that I file the edges in order that it could go in the slots flat, and it will be able to, you guys will be able to push the wire and tap it a little bit, tap it very, very gentle and in position, and that'll get you going. I mean, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and I realize that, but we'll see how worth it is. Okay, I'm gonna be filming myself when I'm trying to get it in. I'm gonna get my hand in the back to hold the armature and keep it in place and see how it sucked it. Now, I have to go back here and check. I don't think I put any damage on it, as you can see, but it did suck it real good. Now here we can play with it and pull the tape out, put the armature on, the part with the brushes, and our cap that fits here, and we got it all ready to go. We'll be firing it up soon.